folks. Dr. Freedom here with you. Time some Doctor News. Well, it's mainly going to be class news because that's what it'd be our starting headline is. If you have not watched Series 1 of Class, you may want to turn this one off because I'm probably going to dip into some spoilers because I have seen it. And it's like, so news from, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I can't even say news for a minute around the universe because it's kind of depressing, especially if you're folks who are so looking forward to the series and have not yet watched it. It turned out to me, at least in my eyes, it was a big disappointment. It really, really was. So that's why the title of tonight's video is going to probably be, Has Class Been Dismissed? As I've been showing you over the last couple of weeks, the ratings, even for when they put it up on BBC One late night, they put it in a death slot, 10:45 p.m. They're airing 2 episodes during the freaking week. I believe it was on Monday or something. And it's like, that does not work. They deliberately went out of their way to make sure this thing was not going to get aired. They really did. But the thing is, I even watched the episodes, and to be frank with you, you didn't miss anything. At least that's my opinion. I don't know what your opinion of it was. But after about night visiting, the magic started rubbing off, especially when you got into the 2-parter and you had Stone People Boinking. I'm sorry, that even sounds like the name of a punk band. You have Stone Temple Pilots and you got Stone People Boinking. It just got to be silly and ridiculous. As Texas Tim will remind you, it was a bad remake of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and that's exactly the same feel I got out of it. Not to mention, it's supposed to be part of the Doctor Who universe, yet vaguely every now and then you'll get a Doctor Who reference other than the fact, oh, look, it's in Coal Hill Academy. Oh, gosh. But, okay, let's get into what we do have. Okay, now, Girly Letters had put this up, this little snippet, a little while back, and this was from the Radio Times. Quote, word is it won't be back, even if the official line from the BBC is, quote, unquote, no decision has been made, end quote. So the thing is this, the writing has been on the wall for a while. This program did not even make the top 50 views when it was out for, on the BBC 3 thing. And let's go into it again. All right, now, this is what popped up on the mirror. Spin-off classes to be axed by the BBC after just 1 series. The problem is, normally everyone's like, oh, the mirror, they don't know what they're talking about. Unfortunately, in this case, I think they're just getting ahead of the game. Even if the class were to somehow, by some miracle, get a magical, huge watching over here on this side of the pond, it is not being well received from what I'm hearing in the UK. At least not by the majority of the viewers, or by the few who did watch it, because, the advertising campaign was garbage. Plus the fact you had all the episodes basically just written by one guy. And it's obvious, he went spiraling off into nowhere after about 3 or 4 episodes. Okay, the spin-off class to be axed by the BBC, the 8-parter, blah, 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 which starred Catherine Kelly as the alien teacher, Miss Quill, was the BBC's most high-profile attempt at a teen show in years, and they deliberately killed it. At least that's one of the things I'm thinking. Because, come on, you put it out on BBC 3 online. Then when you do bring it to BBC One, you stuck it in a late-night death slot on a weekday. Okay, let's get to the ratings were so low, both online and for the BBC One repeat, it now looks like school's out forever. They launched it on BBC iPlayer in October, but despite Peter Capaldi appearing as the Time Lord in the first episode, just got 660,000 views. Not one of the 8 episodes made it into the top 50 weekly shows viewed on demand, which means the series also fared badly in the late-night BBC One repeats, where it was aired in 4 double bills. And I'm not kidding. I've already showed, I'm not going to go back and show you again. I've shown you in a recent video what the ratings look like, and they just literally went right down the pooper. And only 3 episodes scored above 80 in the audience appreciation index. That is not good at all. Not good at all. Like I said, by the first episode, got 1 million viewers, but by the end, it dropped to 300,000, way down on the slot average of 800,000. Unfortunately, my biggest fear. I love how they slip in Jenna Coleman reference, even though she had nothing to do with Class. Sorry, once again, I warned you there's going to be spoilers. No, she's not in it. and that they slip in her name so they can stick her picture in the article. But the problem was, look at this. Yeah, the low appreciate is 70 compared to 82 for Dr. Chris Special. Class is a bit like a hormonal teen, all over the place, one reviewer said. It's just too bad it doesn't live up to the hype. Class hasn't been the success the BBC were hoping for. And they're still saying there's no word on if there's going to be a recommission. Now, like I said, even if now with this all hitting, I'm talking the views in America have got to be dino supreme. I am talking through the roof, boom, exploding so big it'll look like Gozer going off on middle of New York. You know, old 84, real Ghostbusters reference. All right. So I just don't know. It is not looking good. Okay, this was a radio interview with David Tennant, getting off that sour subject. If you want to watch this, boom, just come right here and thing. Of course, link will be below in the description box. And around 9 minutes, 30 seconds, they start asking him a little bit about Chris Chibnall being, and they mentioned the fact he's been put in front of charge of Doctor Who. And I think Wake, he mentioned something about I think he's already working on, already started on it. So if that, what Dave is throwing at us is true, that means the whole I'm taking a break thing is just probably smoke being blown. That means they're trying to sweep it under the rug, you know, that the casting is probably already started and they don't want anybody to get out. Also, I saw a tweet that, you know, resumes and all that and calls for calls and whatnot were already going out to respective possible candidates. So keep your eyes open, and if you keep your eyes on the odds makers, if there's any name that suddenly pops up out of nowhere and shoots all the way to the top, especially past Tilda Swinton, so that's probably, there's a good chance that's your new doctor. So keep your eyes on Ladbrokes and whatnot. Okay, David Tennant says Doctor will go from strength to strength under the new series Boss, your Chris Chibnall. I almost said Boss Chibnall like he was Boss Hog or something. David Tennant, you know, of course, told Digital Spy he thinks Chris was possibly the only good choice or only choice. He goes, I think it was an inevitability that the world would turn to, you know, that the world would turn to Chris. It's a big, massive, difficult job, and it needs someone who is enthusiastic and talented as Chris. Now, somebody got into a debate with me because Moffat's worked on other shows. Let me say this again. So this way, Moffat had not ran a show until he took over Doctor Who. He had written many shows. He had been head writer on many shows, but he was not running it. And I'm not kidding. Go look at Wiki. Go look at his records and all that. The Doctor Who thing was his first time he really actually took on the actual show running duties. So now you're going to have a guy who's coming in who knows how to run a show. He knows how the mechanics work. So it's going to be interesting to see. Also, people already panicking because he's going to do a writer's room. That's like Americans do. Americanized. Okay. So we'll keep our eyes on the chip. Moving on. All right. The Doctor Who petition I told you about the other day is now at over 11,000 signatures. That's the petition, of course, to prevent the Doctor Who experience from closing. The thing is, word is going around I'm hearing that there's going to be meetings, there's going to be talks coming up, and that also apparently there's a good chance that they just may be moving the Who experience somewhere else in Cardiff. More details on that as they come up. Okay, I've not heard anything more on that. And lastly for today, the Doctor's John Pertwee years. Koch Media has released a collection of interviews with stars from John Pertwee's era of Doctor Who from Real-Time Pictures on the 6th of March, 2017. So if you want to find a little bit more about that, or even check into the competition for it. There it is right there for you. So once again, it looks like I've been telling you this for a couple of weeks now. Also from what we did our reviews, class is looking like it's going to get shut down. I'm not kidding. It's real. Basically, to quote, like Alice Cooper, school's out forever. Okay, it does not look like it's going to get picked up. If it does, at this point, it'll be a likely beer miracle. But then again, look at Fear of the Walking Dead. The ratings on that show went from like super through the roof and plummeted all the way to Subterranean compared to its sister show, yet they're making a series 3. We'll go figure. Okay, so folks, as I just wanted to pop in with that the Mirror has put this up, and also Radio Times have talked about this. Plus, we've talked about it with the ratings that it's beginning to look like things are not looking good for our class heroes. like I said, my big problem with it was, on top of the fact it just really, really got silly. It got stupid. Like I said, you had Tanya learning martial arts in 5 minutes in the last episode. Oh, do this, stand sideways, and yeah, you'll be fine against a group of guys who've been beating the shit out of planets for thousands of years. Yeah, right. And, suspension of disbelief's one thing, but that's just to the point of incredible. Oh, God, I can't even think of a big enough word to describe it. Not to mention, that, okay, like I said, spoiler alert, you find out that the weeping angels are behind the board of governors, quote unquote, that have taken over. And it's like, why in the name of fiddle-dee-dee, fiddle-dee-dah, frickin' hell would the weeping angels have to pose behind a bunch of fake governors running a frickin' school? And trust me, I don't want to say frickin' because it is just plain silly and ridiculous. Well. There's like they were just put there for value. Oh, look, here's another Doctor Who reference. You finally get another one after how many episodes? That's it for me. I'm done enough ranting. Good night. Take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.